In this tutorial, we will be creating a treasure map / zigzag braid. It looks very complicated, but like most of my other tutorials, it's actually a lot easier to create than it would seem, especially if you know how to create a lace or a French braid. And I will be showing you two different versions of this. They look very similar, but they vary in detail as well as difficulty. Let's get started! Make sure your hair is as detangled as possible, and divide your hair from one temple to the other. Tie the top half out of the way and divide the lower half into two sections once again. Pin both lower quarters up and then release the upper half. Again, divide this half into two sections and pin each quarter up for the time being. You can create as many or as few sections as you'd like, although I do suggest creating less sections for both thicker, tougher to manage hair as well as for super thin hair. Release the topmost section and start creating either a lace braid or a half French braid. The half French braid will create zigzags that merge into the hair a little bit more, and the lace braid will really allow the zigzags to pop. To create a half French braid, simply braid as you normally would, and only add in new sections of hair when the upper section goes over the middle, and not when the lower section goes over the middle. For the lace braid, it's essentially the same idea, except the upper and lower sections are rotated and moved below the middle piece every time. Whichever braid you choose, continue adding hair to the upper section as you move across the first layer of your hair until you hit the right side of your head. Allow the braid to slightly turn as we move down to the next section of hair. Release a second section of hair and continue to create your braid of choice, except this time we're moving in an opposite direction, and what used to be the top of the braid will now become the bottom after we've made a proper turn. Continue this braid for the entire section, make the turn, and incorporate the next quarter of hair until you've finished. For the bottommost section of hair, I decided to create a side braid. Instead of directing the hair back around to the other side of the head, just allow it to fall down vertically while adding hair into the braid exactly the same way as we did earlier. Secure the braid at the bottom with a small elastic and adjust the look to your liking. Here are the finished looks. The first version uses a lace braid, and the second uses a half French braid. They are very similar, with the only difference being that the lace braid sticks out completely, top and bottom. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below or hit me up on Twitter @SarenBaby, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys!